All right, welcome back, everyone. Today we're going deep on someone who, someone who did something pretty amazing.
Yeah, pretty amazing is an understatement, I think.
He's only 18 years old, and he summited all 14 of the world's 8,000-meter peaks.
I mean, most climbers, they dream of doing that their whole lives.
Yeah, and so we're going to really dig into the story of Nima Rinji Sherpa today.
It's really a story about, well, it captures what humans can do. Like,
Yeah.
it really makes you think about potential and what it means to challenge stereotypes.
Absolutely, and we're really lucky to have our expert here to guide us through all of this. So where are we getting most of our information today?
The main source today is a podcast called Summiting Stereotypes, the Nima Rinji Sherpa story. It's from Peak Perspectives.
Okay, cool. So Nima's story starts in the Himalayas, right? Back in June of 2005?
Yeah, June 16th to be exact.
Wow, okay. And he was born in the Makalu region of Nepal. I mean, this area is like synonymous with mountaineering.
Almost like he was destined for this, right?
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. That region, it's produced so many world-renowned climbers.
Like in their DNA or something.
Yeah. And the Sherpa people, I mean, they just had this deep connection to the mountains. It's a heritage passed down for, well, I don't even know how many generations.
Generations and generations. And Nima's father, Tashi Lakpa Sherpa, he's a celebrated climber too, right?
Oh, yeah.
And the CEO of 14 Peaks Expedition. So, I mean, it's safe to say that climbing is in Nima's blood.
Yeah, for sure. But you know what's really interesting? He isn't just following in his father's footsteps. Like, he wants to redefine what it means to be a Sherpa, at least in the world of climbing.
I feel like there's more to this story.
Well, yeah. You got to understand, for decades, Sherpas have been essential to Himalayan expeditions. They provide all this support and guidance to, climbers from all over the world. But their contributions haven't always been well recognized.
Yeah, they're like the unsung heroes.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's where Nima's mission comes in. Like, he wants to change that. He even says in the podcast, we Sherpas are not just helpers or supporters. We are leaders, adventurers, and athletes. It's time the world sees us that way.
Wow. Okay. So he's not just climbing mountains, he's climbing for his people, for his community.
He's trying to elevate his entire community. Yeah. He really wants to challenge those perceptions.
And he started the Sherpa Power campaign too, right?
He did, yeah. And it's all about empowering the next generation of Sherpa climbers. He wants them to break free from, those traditional roles.
He wants them to become world-class athletes.
Exactly.
But like, what does that look like in practice? What's he actually doing with this campaign?
Well, he's very hands-on. Like, he mentors these young climbers, shares his knowledge, all his experiences with them.
He's building up that community.
It's a ripple effect.
Yeah.
It's about empowering them to reach their full potential.
So it's about leaving a legacy that's way bigger than just his own accomplishments.
And those accomplishments, they really are pretty mind-blowing. I mean, where do we even begin? 16 years old, summits Manaslu, which is his first 8,000-meter peak.
For most climbers, that would be it. They would be done, right? Like, goal achieved.
Right. And then, get this, at 17, he climbs Everest and Lhotse within 10 hours.
Wait, hold on. Can you break that down for us? What exactly does that even mean?
So climbing even one 8,000-meter peak,
Yeah.
It's incredibly dangerous, right? We're talking extreme altitudes, crazy conditions. You're constantly battling the elements. It takes years to prepare, both physically and mentally. And this kid, he climbs 2 of them back to back and in 10 hours. Like, it's almost unheard of.
So double ascent, that means he climbed both without going back to base camp.
Yeah, like one right after the other. It's crazy.
Okay, so that's 2 8,000-meter peaks down, but how many are there total?
14. And he's just getting started. In 2023, just 18 years old at this point, he becomes the youngest person to summit Nanga Parbat.
Which is one of the most dangerous.
It's known for being super treacherous. And he doesn't stop there. In the same month, he summits Gasherbrum I, Gasherbrum II, Broad Peak, and
K2.
K2, yep, the Savage Mountain.
He did all of that in a month.
He did.
That is wild.
And then to top it all off,
Yeah.
October 2024, he summits Shishapangma.
His final peak.
His final peak, yep. He becomes the youngest person to climb all 14 at 18 years old.
So he beat the previous record by how many years?
12 years.
12 years. Wow. And that record, it was held by his uncle.
Yep, his own uncle.
Incredible. But like we were saying earlier, Nima's story, it's way bigger than these records.
It's about challenging perceptions.
Yeah.
And using his influence, his platform, to advocate for something much bigger than himself.
Okay, so let's dig into that. What are the other mountains that he's trying to climb? So we were talking about the other mountains that Nima's trying to climb, right? Not just the literal ones.
Right, exactly. It all comes back to that quote, remember, We are more than just the people who carry the loads.
We are the ones who can lead the way.
Yep, that's the one. Like, he wants future generations of Sherpa people to, be seen as world-class athletes.
Capable of leading, those expeditions.
Exactly. And he's really using his platform to advocate for the environment.
Yeah. What's he been saying on climate change?
Well, he's seen firsthand how climate change is affecting the Himalayas, the melting glaciers, the unpredictable weather.
He's seen it all happening right there.
It's got to be, well, pretty sobering to witness that.
Absolutely. And it's made him really want to use his voice.
To raise awareness, yeah.
Yeah, to get people to do something.
To protect these mountains, especially for future generations.
So he's climbing the literal mountains, but he's also taking on these metaphorical mountains too.
Right, exactly. These challenges that are, well, they're really threatening the environment that shaped him.
Yeah, that's a great point. It's a reminder that we're all connected and that, the choices we make have an impact.
It all comes back to that.
So the podcast mentioned that he's working on a documentary.
Oh, yeah.
He wants to, tell his story to a wider audience.
A documentary is a powerful way to do that. I mean, imagine you're seeing these incredible climbs, the beauty of the Himalayas,
Yeah.
And Nima's, well, his determination.
You're seeing him pushing himself, his limits.
Exactly. It could really show the world, the Sherpa people, their culture, traditions, that deep connection to the mountains.
It could even inspire other people to chase their own dreams.
Oh, yeah. Especially the younger generation.
And he's not just doing a film, right? He's taking more concrete steps to help future Sherpa climbers.
Oh, you mean the mountaineering school?
Yeah. Tell me about that.
Well, he wants to establish a school in Nepal, specifically to train young Sherpas,
To give them the tools they need.
Exactly. It's pretty incredible. Like, he's creating a pathway for them, to excel and become leaders, to break down those barriers, right?
Well, he's building a bridge for his community.
To reach new heights, yeah.
Literally and figuratively. It's like this beautiful cycle of empowerment.
Yeah, it is.
And it all started with one person. It makes you think, like, what's possible? If he's done all this by 18.
What else can he do, right?
Exactly. It feels like we haven't even seen the summit of his impact yet.
He's just getting started, and the whole world's watching. It really makes you wonder, like, what mountains will he help other people climb? What changes will he champion?
It's pretty inspiring. And it's important to remember, like, his story isn't just about climbing mountains. It's about pushing boundaries, and challenging stereotypes. It's about recognizing that potential that we all have. What do you think?
I couldn't agree more. His story is so powerful, and it goes beyond mountaineering. It's that human desire to push limits, to do something bigger than ourselves. Like, it sparks something inside you.
Yeah, you want to go out there and grab your ice pick, so to speak, and tackle those challenges.
And we don't have to do it alone either. Just like Nima has support. We all need that, those cheerleaders, the mentors, the people who, well, believe in us.
That's such a good point. And it makes me think, if an 18-year-old can do all this and use his platform for change, what's stopping us?
It really makes you think, doesn't it? Nima's story, it shows us that age doesn't really matter when it comes to, well, making a difference.
Yeah, like if you're passionate about something and you're willing to put in the work, you can achieve incredible things.
It's not just about climbing mountains, right? It's about life in general.
Absolutely. Nima's story, it reminds us that we all have that potential. So as we wrap things up here, what are your final thoughts for everyone listening?
Well, I'd say, keep dreaming big, keep pushing those boundaries, and never forget that the world needs you. It needs your voice, your talents, your perspective.
That's a great way to put it. Go climb your own mountains, whatever those mountains may be. Well said. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone. We'll see you next time.